Hello and welcome to the latest installment of One-to-One on the Run. After 25 years in the motorcycle business, Buell Motorcycles founder Erik Buell has managed to achieve impressive growth while keeping close tabs on customer preferences and needs. He discusses the importance of a strong relationship between marketing and engineering and how technology can help the two functions satisfy a unique breed of customer.
Erik, congratulations on your company's 25th anniversary. I know customer experience and customer loyalty have played a central role in your success. Tell me about one of the most important enablers of that customer loyalty.
Well, thanks for the congratulations. There's no doubt about the customer loyalty is super important. And, you know, when you start a business from scratch in your garage, you know that every person who buys a bike from you, you know, pays a bill. And we've kind of we realized that what we really needed to have was passionate people who really cared. And as the business grew over the years, that's what we've kind of kept focused on, is always getting people who really who care a lot, and then getting them out and keeping them in touch with the customers and making sure that they don't get isolated, you know, and stuck behind the desk too long, making sure that they get out to events, they enjoy the bikes, that they go for rides, and that they always remember that, you know, that when they're riding a bike and when they're talking to a guy who's riding a bike, that's the whole thing that's keeping them employed.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you started in your garage and you had a very small dealer network that you really derived great value from in terms of those dealers helping inform you about customer preferences, what they liked, what they didn't like about the bikes, and improvements that you would put into future designs. You've grown quite a bit since those days, but you still manage to keep very close tabs on how your customers feel about your bikes, and you incorporate those preferences and feelings into future designs. How do you go about doing that as you become a larger organization?
Well, that was a very difficult step to go through as the company grew, because it was pretty easy for us to become separated from each other, let alone from the customer. So we realized we had to write some special tools, some software tools that would allow us to always have the latest and greatest information and share it between all the different people who are working on the business, and that we needed to make sure that the information was very live and real. And so we had to invent basically our own web-based product development, design, and delivery system. And when they talk computers, it sounds cold, but it's not. It's very live and has a lot of visuals in it, has a lot of stuff that keep people focused on, you know, that whether they're doing the job done right, and anybody in the system can turn a project, can turn anything red at some time, and they're the only ones who can turn it back off. So you have to satisfy their concern, and so that empowers everybody. And when you find that you can empower them, they all want to do a good job. It's just usually they've been kind of isolated, so they couldn't do it. So they really come to life with that kind of a tool, that they feel like they're still in a small room, that they can raise their hand and people are going to hear them.
And what impresses me so much about this tool is, I guess, the volume and the variety of information, all of which relates to customer desires, that's poured into there. Could you briefly tell me a little bit about the different sources, how you seed the software tool with information that's about the customer?
Well, what we try to do is to get as much information about the customer as possible. Like I said, starting in the garage has always been face-to-face, so we never got caught up in the features and specs or the, you know, the details of the product as separate from the customer. So as engineers, we're kind of naturally programmed to do that. And what we started doing as the company grew and we got more ability to have people out in the market getting information was to build a system where we would tell them, rather than most marketing people gather information and kind of turn it into a foundational design that then they want the engineers to execute, we tell them, find even more information, get a huge primordial soup of information for the engineers, and then let the engineers think of innovative ways of delivering a product to that. So rather than marketing, getting some information and delivering a detailed specification sheet of what the product should be to the engineers. We want them to get the emotion, the passions, the needs for the customers related to any component on the vehicle, and then connect anything they want to find, whether it be anecdotes from a magazine article or customer letters or anything, and connect those directly to the area that any engineer is working on. So that engineer, and then our software allows the engineer to actually look at the motivation behind and the customer desire behind what he's designing. And it allows us to come up with some very innovative designs that do great things for customers but are different than what other people are doing, because we're thinking about the customer first rather than copying someone else's solution.
Great. Well, Erik, thanks very much for talking to me, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
To learn more about relationship strategy, visit www.one2onemedia.com.